Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We'll be talking about commercial real estate in Central and Eastern Europe. So good Wednesday morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. A lot of things happening this month. First of all, we'll be broadcasting from Serbia on Friday at the International NPL Conference. Always an exciting event to go to. Probably lots of interesting NPL action going on, or will be next year, I would imagine. But there's got to be a few loans, and what I noticed, quite a few mezzanine level guys, attending to lend some money in there. So it should be a pretty action-packed event.
Lend money, that's very interesting.
Yeah, we'll see.
Will be action-packed.
It's never at a very low interest rate, this mezzanine guys, but it looks like they're coming. So they probably see some opportunities there to work with some developers. So anyway, that'll be interesting. And then on Monday morning, we're actually launching the next edition of the Serbia Monthly magazine and we're having a little event at Vinoteka in Warsaw. So if you're in Belgrade next week, please come and have a few drinks with us. Let us know. We'll send you an invitation as well. Also, a lot going on with just in retail in general. We got our retail magazine, retail guide. I guess almost done. Yeah,
it's almost at the end now. Yeah.
Almost at the end. Coming to the final.
Few days left. There's some good spaces for advertisement still.
Yeah, so, I noticed a couple good places right in the front of the magazine for some advertising for retail for MAPIC. So if you have any retail space available, now is the time to let us know, because we'd like to get you in the magazine for MAPIC, and I think over 2,000 retailers are coming there for looking to expand in the region. So it would be definitely good to get them. Also, in that edition, I'll also be going to our CEE Retail Awards, which is February 9th here in Warsaw. That's always a sold out event. Looks to be another great event next year. But retail really picking up, and a lot of new retailers coming in. I mean, just in Prague there was over 20. Speaking of Prague, and then May 11th we have our Marketplace-CEE, third annual Marketplace-CEE, which is always a lot of fun and really just great opportunities and deal making between retailers and owners and developers of shopping centers and retail parks. So a lot going on there. That's May 11th, covering Central Eastern Europe. So three big retail events: MAPIC, our Marketplace-CEE, and of course our retail awards here in Warsaw. So what is that? It's Cannes, Prague, and Warsaw. They're very nice, huh?
Yeah, very nice.
That's a good travel opportunity.
I'm surprised you can remember it all.
Yeah, it's hard to keep all those places in context. So we'll take a little break. I think we've got an advertisement for our CEE Retail Awards, and we'll come right back with Winston Norman, our editor-in-chief, on EuropaProperty.com, to talk about the highlights in today's news. Oh, another thing I saw on LinkedIn is now for Coffee with Craig, we have 600 members for the Coffee with Craig show. So that kind of explains why the weekly viewership keeps creeping up, because they keep watching.
Glad to hear that someone's watching.
Keeps growing. So great. Over 8,000 views and constantly growing on our daily news. So we'll be right back, and we'll hear a bit from Winston Norman, our editor-in-chief. So welcome back to Coffee with Craig show. Winston, again, great to see you.
All right, Craig.
Great to have you here.
Good to be here.
And after this big exciting news of missiles hitting hitting Poland, let's hear what else is going on the excitement news, especially on the commercial real estate front.
Yeah, hopefully this news is a bit not so dramatic and a bit kinder to everyone.
Yeah.
We'll start in Romania, and the investment markets in Romania seem to be having a good year. In Romania. This is a report from Colliers, and investment for the first 9 months is around 667 million euros, and they reckon that this is bigger than it was the year before. So they're doing very well down there, and could exceed 1 billion euros this year, according to Colliers.
Wow.
And depends on this. This does depend on the successful divestment of CA's office portfolio, which is valued around 440 million euros.
So that'll put them over the billion if that happens.
That will go over the billion at the moment, yeah. So keep your eyes and ears open for that one. And one of the biggest transactions in Q3 was that Messe, they and their joint venture partner Prime Capital, they acquired 6 retail parks spread out through Romania, and that was a 190 million euro deal. And again, retail parks there. Retail parks throughout the region are proving very strong and very attractive for investors nowadays.
Yeah, everyone likes these retail parks, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Small and makes money. I mean, relatively small.
Yeah. And there will be price increases in the future, but at the moment, it's looking like an attractive proposition for investors.
Are you shopping at retail parks?
If from time to time, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm outside of Warsaw, mostly.
Yeah. I guess they're not in the center of Warsaw very often. Yeah.
Staying in Romania, and P3 has reported a good year on the logistics front. They've closed transactions around 8,000 square meters of space for the first 9 months of the year, and this is 34% of the new transactions were long term, and 2/3 are short term or extensions of existing contracts, and these are mostly in and around Bucharest A1 Park, and which is part of P3's urban strategy and development in Romania. And also they're developing urban logistics, which are growing in importance through last mile. And they've acquired 4 hectares just outside of Bucharest, where they plan to develop 18,000 square meters. So
that's a big urban space.
Big urban development there, and by the looks of things, they won't have any trouble loosening that up.
I guess everyone ordering their wooden toothbrush to be delivered.
Ready for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And staying in the markets from around the region, and we go to the office markets, and Thornton, a member of Cushman & Wakefield Alliance for Bulgaria, they've released their office market report for over the first 9 months of the year. And they say that occupier activity in the office markets is generally healthy throughout the region. There's total take-up has increased by 25% year on year. And while net absorption was positive in all cities, and the focus grew by 17% year on year. And the office pipeline in the region remains significant. And apparently there's 1.2 million square meters under construction. And 30% of this may be delivered before the end of the year. And the overall vacancy rates in Q3 were slightly higher than in the figures in Prague, Budapest, and Sofia a year ago. So maybe the markets are coming back a bit. Over the quarter, vacancy softened in Bucharest and Prague, and they're unchanged in Bratislava and Sofia, and they've increased in Budapest and Warsaw. And the office segment accounts for 44% of total investment volumes recorded throughout the region over the first 3 quarters of 2022. And the acquisition of Generation Park Y in Poland was one of the major office transactions reported recently. And that's along with Google's acquisition of the Warsaw hub, also in Poland.
Big part of it, yeah.
Massive part of it, kind of like half a billion euros. And despite the perceived upward pressure during Q3, 2022, prime office yields were stable in most Central and Eastern European capitals. So, as predicted, the office market has bounced back quite strongly. Doesn't sound
that horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's a few developers still building, so I assume if as they're going to have projects finishing, they'll be the only new buildings.
Right? Yeah, and tenants are slowly creeping back into these new developments. And finally, for today, and in Romania, Nuka Space has launched a Smart Flex office service within Nepi Rocastle's shopping centres across the country, and these are booths which are going to be placed indoors and outdoors, and It's an aim to enhance the customer experience since the pandemic, since lockdown. Flex office space has become increasingly important to the market, and now you'll be able to rent an office
in the mall.
In a mall.
Ah.
So, and the malls that are in Romania that will have these new Nuka Space malls, Nuka Space offices will be Promenada Mall, Mega Mall, Shopping City Timisoara, and Promenada Cebu, and Shopping City Cebu in Romania.
Wow, well, that sounds like a very innovative idea.
It's a new gimmick for shopping centres for sure.
We can eat more at the food hall or the food court, and
then have a little private meeting,
little shopping as well. Okay, good. All right. Well, is that all we have for the day?
Yeah, that's all the news for today.
Well, good. Thank you for all watching the Coffee with Craig show. And Winston, great information there on the CE front. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy. You can see it's getting a little colder out in the region as well. So wear your coats. And we will see you tomorrow morning for the news. Click here to subscribe to the Coffee with Craig show. And don't forget to share it with your friends.